Assalamualaikum dan salam sejahtera. Today I'm going to talk about corruption and its impact towards a sustainable future. The area that I will be focusing is on the national plans, the goals and initiatives for sustainable future, who is accountable and responsible towards sustainable future, and what we need to do to prevent corruption, such as use of the latest standards, systems and technology. First, I will talk about what is actually sustainable future. The definition of sustainable future is where people can meet their needs without compromising the people in the future to meet their needs. The three pillars of sustainability are economic viability, environmental protection, and social equity. Countries with high level of corruption cannot prosper at economic level. Corruption leads to uneven distribution of wealth. Resources are inefficiently allocated, failed projects, quality of education and healthcare deteriorates, and sufferings for the society. Thus, corruption is the catalyst for unsustainable future. The government has launched the National Anti-Corruption Plan on the 29th of January 2019. And this plan is a living document that has been developed to ensure it is implemented effectively by all relevant stakeholders, including the public as well as the private sector. The aspiration of the National Anti-Corruption Plan is Malaysia to be known for her integrity and not for her corruption. The National Anti-Corruption Plan is a 5-year plan in which they have already identified 6 corruption risk areas. And these 6 corruption risk areas are the public procurement, the law enforcement, political governance, corporate governance, public sector administration, legal and judicial. Another plan that I am going to talk about is on Shared Prosperity Vision 2030, which is issued on October 2019. This Shared Prosperity Vision 2030 is a commitment to make Malaysia a nation that achieves sustainable growth along with fair and equitable distribution across income groups, ethnicities, regions and supply chains. The commitment is aimed at strengthening political stability, enhancing the nation's prosperity, and ensuring that the rakyat are united while celebrating ethnic and cultural diversity as the foundation of the nation state. The goal of the Shared Prosperity Vision is to provide a decent standard of living to all Malaysians by 2030. Now I'm going to talk about accountability and responsibility. Board of Directors' role is crucial to support the National Anti-Corruption Plan as well as the Shared Prosperity Vision 2030. Companies are encouraged to adopt sustainable practices in their businesses, strategies, plans, programs to bridge the gap in income and wealth between economic classes, ethnic groups, and geographical territories. It is highly unlikely the 17 United Nations Sustainable Development Goals can be met over the next 10 years without private sector participation as well as commitment. So, what should the corporate entities do? First, we would like to suggest that corporate entities introduce integrity vetting requirement as a selection criteria for top management, as well as board of directors. Secondly, to conduct corruption risk assessment in their organization as a preparation to develop the organizational anti-corruption plan. Thirdly, they have to strengthen anti-corruption awareness programs. And lastly, it would be good if they can implement the international standard ISO 37001 anti-bribery management system or any equivalent standards for preventive management. As we are all aware, the Corporate Liability Law 2020 requires that the organization come up with adequate procedures as a defense mechanism. So all the four that I have mentioned earlier, such as the Organizational Anti-Corruption Plan, the Corruption Risk Assessment, the ISO 37001 Anti-Bribery Management Systems, integrity vetting, can be some of the defenses that can be used for the Corporate Liability 2020. Lastly, I'm going to summarize that the government has already come up with a plan which is called National Anti-Corruption Plan, as well as the Wawasan 2030. The organization has to come up with their own organizational anti-corruption plan. And to realize this organizational anti-corruption plan, the organization has to put up anti-corruption management systems, and all this should be implemented effectively if we are to prevent corruption in our organization as well as to our nation. So last but not least, we have to be the role model to the younger generations, use the latest internationally recognized standards as reference in management systems, and use the current automation and digitalization technology to facilitate and enhance these corruption prevention systems. So why wait? It is better to try and fail than not to try at all for the sake of our loved ones, the future generations. Thank you.